insight and liberation. Humans, in this life, constantly act and generate either wholesome or unwholesome karma. Whether good or bad, all karma originates from our body, speech, and mind. Thus, karma consists of three kinds. First, bodily karma. Second, verbal karma. Third, mental karma. When our body, speech, and mind create bad karma, we often suffer painful consequences such as illness, accidents, poverty, lacking food and clothing, wandering homeless, begging in crowded places. Those who do evil often experience dissatisfaction and misfortune, and live amidst adverse circumstances that bring them constant suffering. Because of the bad karma caused by body, speech, and mind, they live in mental distress. Their temperament tends to be angry, alternating between love and hate, and they are unstable and changeable. Most notably, they are often fearful, anxious, and sorrowful. Such is their life filled with unrest. Seeing such people, we too should reflect on our own condition, thinking deeply about our body, mind, surroundings, and all events that occur around us. We must examine, what are the causes of our suffering? Who caused it, or did we ourselves create it? Just like in the past, on Vulture Peak Gudraquaka, when Venerable Subhuti fell seriously ill, he reflected, where does this suffering in my body come from? Where does it cease? And where will it go when it ends? Thinking this way, he went to a quiet place, laid out his sitting mat, sat cross-legged with a straight back, focused his mind correctly, and concentrated single-mindedly on contemplating his illness, trying to find the root cause and a method to eliminate the suffering caused by it. As Venerable Subhuti silently meditated on the cause and remedy for his illness, Wakra, Lord of the Devas, knew of his mental state and came with his disciple Vajrapāya to assist. Especially, they helped him see the karma of his body and guided him to live according to the 10 wholesome deeds to eliminate illness. Wakra clearly knew that only the method of the 10 wholesome deeds could save one's body from disease and disasters, since humans often suffer due to committing the 10 evil deeds. So, upon arrival, Vajrapāya recited this verse to assist. Wholesome karma frees from affliction. Here on Vulture Peak, often plagued with severe illness, disliking all forms of disease, beholding the noble face, one gathers great blessings. Where else can virtue be greater than here? Ekotarakomas tra. The phrase affliction in this verse may be difficult to understand. Here, it refers to illness and disasters, as the first line makes clear. Wholesome karma refers to practicing the 10 wholesome deeds. The full meaning is, living according to the 10 wholesome deeds will eliminate all illness and disaster. Vajrapāya emphasized that if one wishes to be free of sickness and misfortune, one must live by the 10 wholesome deeds. When living with wholesome causes, all illnesses and calamities will be transformed and cease to exist. Thus, the Sutra of the 10 wholesome deeds was taught to help people eliminate bodily illness. But many people lack faith in this method. Consequently, humans live by feeding their lives with the bodies of other sentient beings, constantly committing evil karma of killing and eating meat, hunting, fishing, trapping shrimp, slaughtering buffaloes, pigs, goats, chickens, ducks, etc., just to make food for daily consumption. This is true ignorance. Living by evil karma through the suffering of other beings, how can one avoid illness and pain? Why do people enjoy eating meat? In fact, it's not that they like meat, but rather that they habitually eat meat, so when they stop, they crave it. This habit was not formed in just a day or two, it's been conditioned over many days. From the time a child is born, parents feed them food made from animal flesh. As they grow up, their body and mind become conditioned to meat and fish. Without them, meals seem tasteless. Thus, people are born inherently kind. Human nature is originally good. But due to the influence of elders, grandparents, parents, siblings who live by the 10 evil deeds, the younger generations gradually adopt these bad habits unknowingly. Only after encountering the Buddha's teachings do they realize that they have been defiled by unwholesome actions. These bad deeds cause suffering from life to life. Therefore, practicing Buddhism means eliminating those bad habits by learning to live with the 10 wholesome deeds. Gradually, these wholesome actions become a new, positive habit. By living with these good and gentle habits, people gradually stop causing suffering to themselves, to others, and to all sentient beings. The practice of Buddhism is very simple. We only need to change our unwholesome lifestyle into a wholesome one. Once a virtuous life is established, we experience peace, happiness, and are no longer afflicted by suffering. One who truly lives by the 10 wholesome deeds will not be affected by illness or disaster. The 10 wholesome deeds are truly a miraculous method to liberate people from suffering. We must therefore value the 10 wholesome deeds above all treasures in this world. Only they can free us from. In ancient China, Confucius said, "It is hard to be human." But in contrast, the Buddha taught that if we practice the 10 wholesome deeds, it is no longer difficult to be human. In fact, it brings peace and happiness to both ourselves and others. One thing is certain, when people live by the 10 wholesome deeds, their body and mind will no longer be afflicted by illness or suffering. When body and mind are free from suffering, they are already living in the heavenly realm. Therefore, heaven is none other than the 10 wholesome deeds. Whoever lives by them is living in heaven. Thus, heaven is not far away. It exists within the 10 wholesome deeds. Heaven is not separate from this world. Whoever lives by the 10 wholesome deeds lives in peace and joy. On the other hand, those who do not uphold them are already living in hell. Hell is the 10 evil deeds, so hell is nothing but the 10 evil deeds. Heaven and hell are not located above the sky or under the ground. They exist in the hearts of all people. Because people do not know this, they live by the blood, bones, and flesh of sentient beings and thus must reap painful consequences. These consequences are not imposed by anyone, but are the direct result of their own evil karma of killing and eating sentient beings. Hence, they must endure all the suffering in life, no matter where they run, even to the ends of the heavens. They cannot escape it.